Start. Para. Mr. Deputy Chairman, Sir, I must admit that I am not very happy regarding this particular bill. The Honorable Minister has told the House that whenever the President took the authority under Article 356 of the Constitution and whenever there was the President's proclamation, every time such a bill was brought forward before Parliament and Parliament approved that bill. It is true, but at the same time, it is also true that this kind of routine, which is now being followed from time to time, is creating a situation in which Parliament, which is given a very important function under Article 356 of the Constitution, is divesting itself of that function. In order to fully appreciate, sir, the significance of such a move, it is necessary to go into the history of this sort of powers that were conferred on Parliament by the Constitution in the past. Para. Sir, under the Government of India Act 1935, under Section 93, some such situation was contemplated and certain provisions were made in case such a situation arose either at the center or in some of the provinces as they were called at that time. At that time, it was decided that the Governor General should have both the executive as well as the legislative power in his hands in case such a situation arose either at the center or in the provinces. Now, the farmers of the Constitution have not accepted that particular formula when our Constitution was framed and have definitely made a distinction between the executive power and the legislative power, and they have stated that as far as executive power is concerned, the President can straightway take these powers into his hands through a proclamation, but as far as legislative powers are concerned, these powers vest in Parliament. The Constitution provides that Parliament in its turn might delegate these powers to the President or to some authority to be named by him. But obviously, when this distinction between the executive and the legislative power was made in the Constitution, it is reasonable to suppose that only under exceptional circumstances the Parliament was to delegate that power to the President again or to any authority to be named by him. If it was the intention of the farmers of the Constitution that the legislative as well as the executive power should vest, then, sir, I would come to the question of food grains, which is very important. Now, sir, these food grains imports went on, and as you know, 1 million tons of food grain, 1/4 cost us roughly about rupees 50 crores. Para. In the second 5-year plan period, even we envisage 6 million tons of food grains being imported, and you can easily understand how much money it would cost. Every year we are losing so much foreign exchange because the food production does not measure up to the needs of our country. Today, sir, one should have thought that the government should make much more vigorous efforts to increase the food production, and for this purpose it is absolutely essential to go into the question of land reforms unless and until Land is distributed among the peasants, especially among the poorer sections of agricultural laborers and peasants. You can never turn the corner. We have seen how in China, in a matter of few years, they have been able to solve the food problem, and there is no difficulty with regard to foreign exchange there. We should have been a self-sufficient country by 1951, according to the Prime Minister, but we are in the darkness and there is no knowing as to when India is going to be self-sufficient. Our manpower and other resources are so abundant that it is quite possible by a little reorganization of our agricultural and land relations that we can turn the corner. Here again, sir, we are losing. Therefore, sir, the foreign exchange position has to be viewed from the angle of our entire economy. The crisis today has come about in that way. Stop.